Hey legends, and welcome back to the channel where we just don't let things go. Yesterday, I put up a video detailing the importance of car setups in sim racing. We used a direct case in point to illustrate how a basic setup could save you seconds per lap with no relative increase in driving ability. Today, we're going to take that concept a step further. In this addendum, I'm going to show you a quick minute-and-a-half lap, and then we're going to break down why its components are relevant both to what we talked about yesterday, as well as sim racing on the upper echelon as a whole. Alright, and coming up to the start line, back of my mind praying that the ghost doesn't appear already. One thing that really sucks is losing the lead on the initial straight. Braking a fair bit later than I'd been able to prior to this. Right at the 100-meter board. Starting to lose the ghost already. He is quicker than me on this first collection of corners. Biting into the corners a lot more aggressively than I've been able to up until this point. You can see the car is a lot more controllable. It's a little nervous, but still controllable. Way more aggressive into that turn, downshifting just before the apex, or the inside curb as it were. Super aggressive over there, grabbing the inside curb, using all the track on the exit, a bit too much even. Tire on the grass. Way more aggressive through there as well. Neck and neck with the ghost. He's quicker on some parts, I'm quicker on others. Coming up to the big hairpin, braking way later than usual, way later, down to second, catching the counter steer mid-corner. And then trying to get on the power as quickly as possible leading down here. Completely flat now with this setup, not worried about running out wide, the aero grip is great. And braking a bit later, I think at the 100-meter board it was. Counter steer mid-corner, getting on the power hard. A lot of micro corrections through that. Ghost is really messing me up here. I'm struggling to see the apexes, struggling to pay attention to the course. Are we going to get him? Are we going to get him? Too much. We've lost about 3/10 there. We can't see him. It's neck and neck. And just beat it out by 23 milliseconds. So why did I show you that lap? No, it wasn't to show off. Two very important things are taking place there. The ghost you're watching me duke it out against is from a viewer of this channel. Prior to our video last night, he held the lap record on the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit with the Sigma P1. His time was in the low 139s. After applying our setup from last night to his car, with some tweaks of his own, he was able to cut that down to the high 136s. That's a massive 2.5 seconds. As for myself, before I applied his tweaks to my setup, my best time was somewhere in the 142s, and I thought it was impossible for the car to break 140. Meanwhile, you just saw me equate his 136 time, a mere 2 days after learning the track for the first time. That's a ridiculous 5-second shaving per lap. What's even more amazing about all of this is that shortly after this video was taken, he went back to set a time that was a whole 1 second quicker, thus destroying me in the process. This tells us two things. One, driving ability, consistency, and clean lines are very important to speedy laps. And two, once driver ability peaks at the upper echelon, you hit a point of diminishing returns where car setup is vastly more important. At the end of the night, the times set with this setup were around 3 to 4 seconds quicker than the next closest following attempts. If you're looking to compete at the highest levels of sim racing, there is no getting around needing to understand car setup on some level. You can buy all the setups in the world, but they're not going to tweak themselves to the specific track conditions. And you can copy all the leaderboard setups in the world, but that's not going to improve your ability to tailor those setups to your own driving style and circumstances. One of the most disappointing parts of last night's video was reading comments where people said that they aren't interested in setups and either purchase or copy them outright without a second thought. I can't think of a single greater impediment to your growth as a person than the psychological cop-out. I've seen it time and time again from people who have failed in various aspects of their lives. This doesn't only apply to sim racing, but life as a whole. In another life, my climb through the music production scene was arduous to say the least, but I embraced the struggle and always took the longer road because I knew that's where the personal growth lay. I later applied this to physical training and consequently also applied to sim racing, which is why over the course of 2 days you've seen me shave nearly 10 seconds off the lap time of a track and car combo I'd never driven before. Whether or not in subsequent days our absolute times get absolutely crushed is beside the point. The important thing is that we learned something and we applied that knowledge to very quickly improve our output. For me, those incremental improvements are one of the reasons that life is worth living. This isn't about an ego trip, but to show you what can be done if you simply apply yourself to the basics, learn the theory, and embrace the struggle. Every 10th gained is immensely satisfying when you do it off your own back, whether the end result puts you in the top 500 or the top 5. Sim racing is another pursuit where you can train yourself to push in small ways every day, gradually becoming notably better over time. Anyway, that concludes this rant. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to smash subscribe to stay up to date with all future self-indulgent rants, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.